Good morning. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed the free motion embroidery videos that I put up. Please, any questions you've got, just ask me. Yeah, if I can help you, I will. It is all about practice, as I said numerous times. I know in one of my previous videos I said I was going to have a go at making some of the plastic fronted see-through bags. Basically, I've been on a bit of a mission. I've made quite a few. Well, I've made two so far. I've got two I'm cutting out now. So there's a really good tutorial by, I've lost my bit of paper now, hold on. I think she was called, yeah, here we are, Jenn Crafts. She goes through everything, the sizes and all that. So I'm not going to crouch on her video, so encroach rather on her video. So she gives you all the sizes of what you need to cut and everything. It is all based on finishing a bag to, I'll show you this one, to this size, which is quite a handy size. It ends up, 2 seconds. It ends up being about 13 inches wide and almost 10 inches tall, basically. So it's quite a nice size. She's got a really nice idea of how to insert the zip and put in the plastic in. So I would encourage you to go and have a look. So it's Jenn, Jenn Crafts. I'm sure if you put that in the search bar in YouTube, it'll come up. So I've made this one so far. I'm starting another Anne Brooks textile challenge thing, which is going to be in blues. So I made a blue bag. Why not? Yeah, so that's that one. And then on the free motion embroidery video, I showed you this piece of fabric. And that's why I wanted to get that done, because I wanted to use it in this bag. So I've made it's very day glow, but it's not that day glow in real life. Yeah, so I made this one. It's taller. I'll give you the measurements in a second. But I think they're going to be incredibly handy as project bags more than anything. So this one ended up. Yeah, this one's over 14 inches tall. It's not as wide, I don't think. No, it's about 12.5 inches wide. In her video, she does have the decorative fabric on the back, because I presume when this is all stuffed full of stuff, you're not going to see the design. But I don't think I'll ever keep that much stuff in it. I guess if you use them as knitting bags, you will. But I liked seeing, mind you, I've done it front and back. So yeah, I guess if you've got enough, do front and back, because obviously this is plain on the back, and then you see that in the middle. But I think this is such a size that I don't know what I'll keep in it, but it'll come in handy, I'm sure. Right. As I say, she gives you all the sizes, but I'm now doing some which are not to that size that she gave us, and I just got a couple of cheats really for you. So let me just take you down on the table. I'll show you some other bits I've been up to as well. Right, hold tight. Okay, I don't know if you can see this right. Okay, this is a square of fabric that I've got, which is 11 and a half by 10 and a half. Now the measurement she gives you is for a 13 by 10. Okay, so instead of having to measure all the time and all the rest of it, basically whatever your piece of fabric is, whatever size it is, it needs to be, let me get you up higher because this is a rubbish angle, 2 seconds. Right, that's slightly better. So whatever size your fabric is, your backing piece needs to be an inch bigger all the way round, because the tutorial she's done, which I wanted, is a self-binding one where the back folds forward and then you come over, and the backing forms the binding for the bag, because I am rubbish at bias binding. basically. So anything that helps me not have to do bias binding is fine by me. So all I'm doing is I've laid my fabric down onto my backing fabric. It's a really nice heavy canvasy fabric I've got here, and I'm lining up my ruler. There's my fabric, and I'm going an inch to the side of my fabric. It just saves having to, so you know, your square that you've got is actually your template, for want of a better word. So I'm just going to whiz around this. I say go and have a look at her tutorial. It's very good, very in-depth, and you know, if I can follow it, anyone can follow it really. Yeah, she gives quite good explanations. It's quite a long one, but sorry. But yeah, it does have some useful information. This is such a thick fabric. It's refusing to behave itself. Right, cut. Thank you. I'm not going to sew this. I think I do too much sewing on camera. Let me know if you disagree and you want to see me doing it. But my machine is so noisy at the moment. It's desperate for a service. Poor thing. So it's got a bit clunky, and I don't want to damage your eardrums any longer. So again, using the side of my fabric piece, which is here, I'm just going out an inch. And then I'll do the same on the top. You waste a little bit of fabric, but a lot of this fabric I've had for so long, it's ridiculous. I'm just, you know, I just need to get this used. Cut a bit better that time. Okay, so basically, oh, excuse the sniffles, whatever size your base fabric is, just cut an inch bigger either side. Okay, and then you do the two pieces for the top, which encases your plastic. Let me just ditch that. Encases your plastic and your zip. As again, I say, please go to her video, because she does give you all the measurements and talks you right through it. Basically, you're only limited to the size of your bag by the size of your zip, because ideally, let me show you one that I've done to her sizes. This is one that I've got in planning. It's all ready to go. Your zip, so basically this will be your finished size of your bag to your decorative fabric, and you need your zip to hang over quite a bit. Let's move it there. There we are. Because it just makes life a lot easier, basically. So you end up chopping this end of the zip off, which is fine, and you kind of want this end to come in. I guesstimated about 1 centimetre, but really, if you give yourself a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, if you can see that, there's the edge of the fabric. So yeah, it just makes life easier, basically. So right, that's all the bits and pieces. I am going to start putting little grab handles on mine, because I found just picking up that blue one, I think it'll get a bit, I don't know, a bit distorted. I'm thinking, but it might not. Anyway, doesn't matter. So what I tend to do, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Right, let me just move that one. Oh, excuse the sniffles. It's silly season still. This is going to go on for a while. Let me move that one there. Right. Okay. So as I say, you know, she gives you all the measurements. So basically, you need a piece that is 4 inches wide and a piece that is 2 inches wide, and that's to enclose your zip and your it does this bit at the top here. Okay, it makes these two pieces here, and the bottom piece encases the plastic. As I say, go to her, have a look at her thing, and you'll get the gist. I've forgotten what size I need. Right, let's cut it to about there. Right, so yeah, so the cheat here is that my ruler is 6 inches wide, so you need a 4-inch piece and a 2-inch piece, so 6 inches. So I'm just cutting it. I've got my length here. I'm just going to cut the side and then come across the top. This fabric is so nubbly. There we are. And then just whack off that bit on the side. We'll tidy that up in a second. So that's all the fabric done now. I need to cut a little piece for my handle, so I'll leave it there for now, because I haven't got any more of the sheepy fabric. Right. Okay, so you end up with a 6-inch wide piece, and then obviously off of that you can easily chop off a 4-inch piece, and that's your 2-inch piece basically. Okay, so this one, you fold it in half and then in half again, and it makes that like that, and then you fold it in half like that, and that is where your plastic slips into, and then this bit gets sewn to your zip like so. Okay, so it leaves like a casing here ready for the plastic to go into, and this piece forms the other half. Again, I really pressed these really well just so they would sit flat, and that forms the other half, the top of the zip. Anyway, as I say, follow her tutorial. It's very good. Even I could understand it, so that's quite a miracle. So that's that. That's that, and this is, you know, this is all you need really, because the rest of it is formed by the plastic at the front. So I haven't cut that yet. So, but anyway, that's what I'm up to. Making some more of these today. I think this would be a good, if you're a knitter, it would be a good sock size project bag, you know, that kind of thing. So let me just cut the handle while I'm here. Sorry, I'm bumbling around a bit this morning, aren't I? Nothing new there then. Alright, let's get you around the right way. I'm just going to take this piece off. I usually do about 3-inch width. They're not going to be handles that you can get your hand in, because you just don't need that, I don't think. Anyway, how long do I want it? How long did I do that other one? Oh dear. Right, down to about there. So I've got a nice straight edge there. Just whack that piece off. And again, with a handle, I do about 3 inches, fold it in half, get the crease line in half, stitch the sides. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, so I've got a little bit of this left. It's such a thick natural fabric, it's lovely. I don't know where that's come from. Right, okay, so what else have I been up to? Right, let me get you back. Oh, let me say hi. Hello. Right, okay, I think you're straight-ish. Right, I kind of lost me mojo for a bit. I was struggling. I couldn't get inspired and all the rest of it. I'm really glad I made this bag, because that kind of got me going, and then I made the orange one, and you know, I'm off now, so it's all good. So I did a bit of slow stitching. I find it very relaxing. It's kind of switch off brain time, because you can just, you know, stitch. So I've made, this was a vintage hanky. That's the design on the hanky, and I just did some fabric piecing, and then I went in with hand stitching, bit of slow stitching. If you can see all the detail there, the yellow and that red one there. Okay, so just played around with that, and that is a wooden ring under there, and then I went in and just made it into a big flower. So that'll become almost like a traveller's notebook style size journal. So just got to stuff it with some papers now. Actually, I'll make it elastic bound, because you know, you can reuse the cover then. So so I'm really happy with that. So that's all good. I'm doing a fun one, a cat one. It's a piece of my jelly printed fabric. But I've had this cat fabric for quite some time. I picked it up at the West Point show again. I looked at the selvage edge, and I've obviously got the bit without the name on it, so I've no idea what it's called, I'm afraid. But look at those cats, they're cute. And I've had these fish bones forever. They're just little plastic things. I think it was from scrapbooking days. So I've stitched across all the bones so they're all nicely secure on there. And then I've done the big putty cat on the back with one of my flower stitch flowers. Whatever. So yeah, so that's, you know, completely unfinished at the moment. I've got to line it, and then I've kept some bits back so they'll go on fabric flips and snippets and things like that. So I'll make all those bits from that one. That's that. And then the reason I was inspired to do a cat one is because I've got this lovely cat stamp. So I was just making sure it was around the right way. But look at those kitties. How cute. They're great, aren't they? I haven't used this yet, so I thought that would be great to stamp the pages and pockets and that kind of thing. So I'll give that, I'll get that finished. So that'll be 2 journals. That'll be all good. Oh, I finished the sunflower. Now, I had that epic fail on that bag. It was a disaster, wasn't it? So what I've done, I cut it all apart and I used the front and the back. Left the denim bits on because, you know, why not? And what that's achieved is I've still got the pockets here. Okay, so you've still got the 2 pockets here, but also I left it loose, so you've got the massive pocket here. It's all on I think it's like a woven linen. Again, it's a scrap that I've had for ages. So I just free motioned, just zigzag stitched all that on, left all the, left all the denim to fray, which I love. And then on the front, I used the sunflower print, and again, you know, left it loose, if you like, and made a massive pocket on the front, which I thought would be great for, you know, for paper. And if you use it as an art journal, you could put your watercolor palette in there, and that, you know, that kind of thing. I made a handle for it out of a lovely denim gingham fabric. Words today. And then I did a dangly bit with the bit of the zip left over that I chopped off. Why not? Sunflower. What is it? As soon as this camera goes on, I can't talk. Sunflower charm. That's the word. And then just made some, yeah, dangly bits there basically. And then I gave in. Did a zip top. Just went, you know, I did it nice and sunshiny yellow to go with the sunflower, and then the journal fits inside. So you've seen this, not going to bore you with that again. Okay, and then it's elastic bound, so you know the paper can slip in and out, and I think I told you it's, yeah, I'm sure I did, it's multimedia paper. Oh, and I lined it with a lovely blue iCat fabric that I got from wherever, I've no idea. Right, so that all slides in there, lovely. It actually fits, hurrah. Okay, so that goes in. You've got plenty of space in there with the even with the journal in. So I think that makes a really nice combo. And then I've attached the handle to the zip, so you just do that. So it's done. It's off the table. Right, so that'll get listed very soon. What else have I been up to? Yeah, because as I say, I completely lost my mojo. I'll just quickly show you these. I think these are those threads that we were doing together. So that's how I do them. I just wind them up on a spool shape thing that I've got. I'm waiting for a cutter to come actually to cut those shapes myself, because I buy this off somebody on eBay, the actual cardboard shapes. I might just get her to do them, actually, it's easier. And then I've been making flowers. Now these are something that I make out of my gel printed papers, as you can see on the back. And you just tear them and ink them, and you tear them smaller and smaller, different papers, bit of leafage, and then I stitch a button in the middle. So I've done rather a lot. They're all going to collapse on me now. So they're in this sort of pale orangey colour, and I've done some blue ones as well, and they look phenomenal on pockets and tags and belly bands and that kind of thing. And as I say, it is just, you just rip the paper. I'll just show you up close so you can see. See, you just tear, you can see it's just paper on the back, and just lean on my machine. Okay, so you just tear a circle, all different sizes, different colours, and then I stitch a button in the middle and through to the back. Yeah, they're great fun, and there's something I can do whilst I'm sort of sat in the evenings. So yeah, so that's that lot. I think that's everything I've been up to lately. Obviously I did the videos for the free motion embroidery, did some more gel printing. Oh, I've been playing with plastic everywhere. Right, I know I showed you this a while ago, but this is I don't know, home and away journal or hybrid journal, where you sort of convert a book into your pockets and things. This is a real basic, you know, having a go type one, and then you have the removable bit in the middle. I had a go at making it in a scrapbook paper. It's very basic, I'm afraid. Yeah, and just sort of played around with it. It's kind of all right. I'm kind of liking it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I prefer a converted book, actually. So maybe I'll work on. I've got some little old books here. I don't think I like it out of the paper. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Right. So yeah, so that's something else that I'm sort of tinkering with in the background. So so that's that. I think that's everything. So quick video. I'll say go to Jenn Crafts for a full tutorial on making the film fronted bags. That plastic's working beautifully, by the way. That massive roll I've got, it's such a nice thick plastic. It's not creasing or anything. It's sewing a dream. I thought it was going to be a nightmare, actually, because I haven't got a Teflon foot, which you're supposed to use. Well, ideally that's what you use, but it's actually sewn like a dream. So I'm really impressed. I think possibly because you don't actually sew the plastic as such, because you know, here is your first part where you attach it, and you've got fabric on the back as well, so I don't think you're getting that creep that you know you would do. She does advise you cut your plastic bigger, and I would advise that as well, because it can creep slightly, and you can then tidy it up on the edges when you're ready to do the binding bit. So, but yeah, the self-binding, oh, I just thought heaven. You know, can't really see it there, but slightly better there. And she shows you how to mitre the corners and everything. And it just, to me, that was a lifesaver, because I really just can't do bias binding. I don't know why. It's one of those things that I've got a real block on. I can get it sewn on, but it's the wrapping it round and catching it at the back properly. Just doesn't happen for me. So and it always looks a mess. So if I quilt, I always do a self-binding quilt, and doing that self-binding on that was just mind-blowing. Right, I'm going to leave you. Yeah, have a good day. I think I'm going to be making these pouches all day today, so there probably won't be another video today, but you have got the free motion ones coming in bit by bit. So yeah, I need to have a damn good tidy up. My room's a tip again. So anyway, I'll leave you in peace. Thank you very much for watching, and as I say, any questions about anything I do, just pop a note in and I'll answer it, or cover it on the next video. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.